What happens when the costume designer from Power Rangers gets to make a movie? Find out now as we review Psycho Goreman. Welcome to TV Party Time. I'm your host, Michael. I'm here with David and Abbie. And as always, spoilers ahead. All right, Psycho Goreman. Movies you guys obviously did not like.
Absolutely not.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
There's like a scene,
A scene. Well,
a frame.
A frame.
I loved it. This is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen, actually.
Like I said,
Okay.
it's just when it's like a group of dudes just wrote a script and like, this is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And somebody has a very rich dad who gave him all the money, and they wrote it, and nobody else understands it.
All right, with that, can you guess the budget? Who wants to guess?
I'm going to say... I'm such a bad guess at these. I'm going to say $5 million.
I'm gonna say, have you seen that scene in Billy Madison where he lights shit in a bag on fire? That's what this is. No. It's just flaming shit is the budget. No, it's like, I want to say like 8 million.
$670,000.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought you were going to say million for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I was just fainted. Okay,
Wow.
that makes sense. I was going low.
And only $50,000 was put towards costumes.
Only.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it looked
What?
like cosplay, so that's very
So, no, yeah, this
understandable.
is absolute. Really, only 50,000?
Yep.
This is just a
$670,000.
cosplayer's wet dream.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
It was guys who love monster movies and got to make rad fucking costumes.
Yeah, the costumes were great. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. That's the only thing. And even...
Actually, no, sorry. 2 scenes I liked. I just thought of a second one that I forgot existed because I tried to push this out of my head. I expect a lot more.
Yeah, I thought it was more too.
So
but
620,000 to everything else.
670.
Well,
Yeah, 600.
minus 50.
Yeah, to the sets and the actors. So
Going
whatever production costs are.
going into this, so I literally knew nothing about this. Didn't even read the synopsis. So I just like started it.
Yeah.
I assumed it was going to be an older movie. So I was so surprised, pleasantly surprised when it was like modern. It was made like what, last year or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's where my excitement stopped.
Yeah, I think I just like looked it up because you were explaining like it's what it is.
Yep.
It is what it is.
And I looked up a frame like, oh, it's gonna be one of these movies. I'm into it. And then it started.
Yep.
Well, okay, so the opening scene, you
It's
know,
awesome. It's the
they're playing
rad
extreme dodgeball.
No, it opens up with the written out title card. Going
Oh,
down,
that's
like,
right. That's
like,
right. I forgot about
awesome
that.
80s
Oh.
movies. I
Yeah,
don't
this-
know what it's called, but it's like the story of and
The exposition
yeah,
scene.
the exposition. I love that so much, and it has the rad music, and then it has the world, and it cuts to the ball. Of them
Oh,
grabbing
yeah.
the ball, and I thought that was a great
Yeah,
transition.
I agree. I think that's when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is modern.
Yeah,
okay,
I was like, okay.
I'm ready for it.
I did, like, to be clear, I did not expect it to be great.
Sure.
And so I saw them like, okay, I'll
Mhm.
watch this. I'm
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah, so they get the ball, and they're playing the game called Crazy Ball, which is a game that kids make up. It's a brother and
I would
sister.
absolutely play that.
It looks fun as hell.
That
Yeah,
looks
it
like
did
fun.
look like fun.
Yeah, the
$5 or 5-point butt bonus.
yeah, right off you know the girl is insane. Clearly
Yeah.
is a little psychopath,
Yep.
which I love.
Mm.
And so they're playing the murder ball, no, crazy ball, right? So
Yeah, murder ball's something different.
the girl wins. So because she wins, the boy has to bury himself alive, and he's just like, okay, burying
Yeah.
myself alive. So
Which I was watching. I'm like, all right, it's kind of quirky. I
I
guess.
thought it was funny. I don't know. And so that's how they find like the gem of Paraxis, which I love. I love anything that has stupid nerd shit, like naming something of something nerd sounding. I'm totally into
Yeah,
it.
I'm into it.
So they find it, and she somehow figures out the key code to unlock.
Yeah,
the
it's
Oh,
just
no,
like
no.
4 little buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
doot, doot, doot. Oh, it worked.
Yeah. And then the ground starts shaking, like, oh no, is mom and dad gonna hear that? And then they rebury the hole. What do you call that?
Fill in the hole.
Fill in the hole. Yep,
Yeah.
they fill in the hole.
I think that's what you call it. Yeah, so then they go inside of the house because they're called in for bed. And we get to meet the parents, who the father is just like the weirdest character ever.
Yeah,
I have so many problems with all of the characters.
None of the characters match. Like, they're supposed to be a family, but none of them have any like resemblance of a personality to each other. Like, they all have their own personality.
Yeah.
Like, where did the girl get her personality? Because the mom's not a bitch like she is.
I hate her. I hate Mimi as the girl's name. I
like,
hate
the son's
her
like,
character.
he's not a pushover.
He is. He's a
pushover.
totally.
Is?
He's
Yeah.
total.
He's his
The dad is too, though.
But then
the
the dad's not a
He's
not a
pushover.
pushover,
He's just lazy.
He's a lazy
That's true.
bastard.
which is a plot point apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ugh. I was like when the opening scenes they're doing crazy ball and there's like that slash metal and I'm like, okay.
Oh, I was into that.
I was getting some like something about it was very like hot rod-esque and I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I don't know where that went. I don't know why they decided to stop doing that. You know?
Yeah, like a minute and a half into the scene in the movie.
Anyway, keep going.
Where were we at? Oh yeah, they go to bed.
Why do they know Morse code? Like why?
Yeah, they
why is
know
that
Morse
thing?
It's not even just Morse code, but the
It's
mama
their
knows
own
it
Morse
and the
code.
dad.
Yeah.
Like,
So it doesn't make any sense to
There's
use it.
no explanation on why they all know Morse code.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
they're not,
the
like,
dad doesn't.
survivalists.
The dad doesn't. The scene when the mom like knocks on the wall saying "Go to bed." You see, literally, the dad's like,
What?
like rubbernecking to like
I just think it
understand.
was a quirky, stupid thing to throw on there. Like, oh, this will be funny,
Ugh.
which is
But
the whole
it missed
movie.
the mark.
It's the whole movie.
Like the whole movie.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like if they like whispered to each other, that would make like maybe they're trying to
Mhm.
avoid that.
I just think the Morse code was there.
I just
To
wish
be
it was
weird.
explained.
I just think they're
I think that's where they're trying to make the family seem like a family. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
could be
they must
that.
be really close. They have a secret language.
yeah, but
It's called
it
Morse
obviously didn't
code.
work because David didn't pick up on it. So,
No, I understood they all knew it, but I just
Well,
I wanted a payoff on why.
well, I think
There's no
it's like what
payoff.
she said. It's to be the close knit family, which
I think that's what
I think
it was.
I definitely did. It
they
failed
all
because it
go
went
to-
over my head too because I didn't
Well,
think of
I
that
think
at all.
also I think the fact that the mom knew was supposed to be a surprise to us as well as the
Yeah.
kids. Like obviously the kids were just having their secret language, you know, to like emphasize that they're like
They're close and all
little
that.
kid. No, like they're like rascals. Like I think that's it was supposed to show that they're rascals. You know?
The little rapscallions.
And then you find out the mom knows too, and you're just like, you know.
Mhm.
Like that's fine. I just want to know why they know it though. Like make them survivalists or something. Just like
Mm.
throw some like guns in the corners, like
Mm.
MREs or something.
Well,
like,
the dad was in the army.
I mean,
What?
that would be the
Yeah.
only thing
You
that
didn't
could
catch that?
explain.
no,
Oh, that's later. That gets later on. That's later on in the movie.
If they're survivalists, that's the only explanation to how a child can dig a giant hole in
Yeah.
less than 8 hours.
I just think it's supposed to be quirky and dumb. I
All
think you
right.
guys
well,
thought about it
it's
too much.
one of those two.
Yes.
Anyway, keep
All
going.
right, so they're in bed. So this demonic entity gets out of the ground and goes to a warehouse and sees some guys who murdered an old guy and stole
Yeah,
like
just
his
these-
picture frames. And they're just a bunch of dumbasses.
These bully junkies,
Yeah,
just
they're-
murderous junkies.
Okay.
Stereotypical, the worst dumbasses ever. There.
I thought
The
they were gonna
goons,
be
they
the,
were
I thought they
goons.
were gonna be in that, or at least like lead homeless guy. I was gonna be in it more.
Yeah.
Can we also just take a pause to all the loot that they stole? It must have been from an estate sale. There were like
Yes.
there were
Yeah.
like gauntlets, mugs made out of
Goblets,
brass.
Yeah, all kinds of stupid. The worst. old
Ga-
Like-
stuff.
gauntlets or goblets?
Goblets.
Goblets. Yeah,
Goblets.
gauntlets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thanos'
gauntlets.
glove.
That was the whole movie. He was trying to get the Infinity Gauntlet. Didn't you guys catch that? It's in there.
Oh man.
Yeah,
This-
so-
the audio was out of sync during that too.
It
Oh
was?
gosh.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
missed that.
yeah, it was. That's right.
I think
It was
my like
really like. Oh,
my suppressed rage was blinding me to where I couldn't even notice that. I
think
was just so
no,
frustrated.
This is where it's like, oh, you know what? I decided I'm not gonna like any of this movie. Like if you can't even take the time to sync your audio,
Oh no.
like, 'cause lots of people have seen it,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was.
I did notice that on my third watch of it.
Your third watch. Wow.
It took you 3 watches to notice it was out of sync.
I was in, man. I wasn't paying attention to the minuscule semantics of a movie. You don't need audio synced up.
Well, because then
What's
when he
wrong
talks,
with you?
and then let me just explain. So, I usually set my volume on my TV to 15.
Ooh. Okay.
Is that loud? I don't know.
No, it's like normal.
I don't even have numbers.
This one I had to put it to 50. When Psycho Goreman talked, I had to put it to 30.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because it's got that
That effect.
yeah, the effect going.
But they could have just made the level like
They
there's
could have just done
there's
work.
apps and there's bars in any editing software that shows you, hey, here's where your audio is at.
Mm-hmm.
They just got rid of it to make more space for their timeline,
Mhm.
and they just did not track the audio levels.
Mm.
I don't know if that's true, but that's as an editor, that's what I think they did. And
Yeah,
I
Psycho
could not
Goreman's
stand
got
it.
the delay and low EQ and maybe some distortion.
Yeah, which is
light
fine.
distortion.
Just make it the same volume as everything
Yeah.
else.
Mm.
So the homeless guys are there. I don't know if they're homeless. They're just
The
junkies. Junkie thugs, whatever. Then Psycho Goreman comes and kills them, obviously. Then he puts one of them into an endless state of madness.
Yeah, which
for
I thought was
eternity.
pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, look at my masterpiece. Oh,
But he looked like gooey.
just the way he talks is like I guess how it's like an ancient alien would speak.
He's a boss. He's a boss.
Yeah,
in
he's a
video
Yeah,
boss,
games.
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
And he's got like he looks cool. I think he looks pretty cool. He's like Ivan Ooze a little bit. He's purple and veiny, and he's got some cool glowing eyes, right? No, that's
Yeah, and like his chest opened up
Yeah.
in like armor
yeah, his chest opens up
slash
the whole.
exoskeleton.
Yeah, I don't know.
We had like the shoulder things too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he does have some built-in armor.
yeah, he's got some stuff going on.
Exoskeleton.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So he's there, and then he randomly goes back to. No, does he stay at the hole? I don't remember. Where does Psycho Goreman go after
No, they
this?
stay there.
Oh, he stays there
Wait.
in the warehouse.
in the warehouse.
Does
yeah,
he
no,
stay in the
he
warehouse?
stays in the warehouse.
Yeah, because then they go there for some reason.
Because then the stupid kids go there. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
the
the
rascals
stupid-
go
the
there.
rascals.
Rapscallions.
The rapscallions.
Yeah, they go there. Yeah.
That's right. The next
Why?
day.
Why? Why did they go there? Don't remember.
Okay, the reason why they go there is because the kids are paranoid about just the idea of monsters. They go down. The whole family looks at the hole.
That's right. And we find out the dad's lazy and is like, oh.
The whole family
then
looks
my
at the
wrist
hole,
hurts.
and the mom's like, "What
Yeah.
could have made those claw marks?" And that's when the kids are like, "Oh my gosh, something happened."
Oh yeah.
and
the
so
dad's like, someone should dig this hole, but refill this hole.
Well,
Yeah.
they all voted for him to do it.
yeah, and it's like.
And I
oh,
thought they
oh.
were just like, I thought that was them like trying to be quirky, and then
Uh-huh.
him like, oh, I hurt my hand, like trying to be quirky towards the kids.
Uh-huh.
it was just him
Like,
getting
no,
out of
it's
the
just
work.
him being lazy.
Yeah.
I
Well-
realized that like 45 minutes into the movie.
Not only that, but in what world would you have not got in trouble for digging your entire yard into a giant pit?
This
like-
quirky world where the kids.
Well, when they
can-
know Morse code.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, they're a tight knit family. Come on.
You're right. You're right.
yeah,
Don't
the
you know
parents
this?
have no authority over their children.
By the way, I just have to mention one of the things that happened multiple times throughout the first 20 minutes of the movie is the movie calls itself out because I guess the writers were just too lazy to fix the holes in the plot. For example, when the little girl first finds the button thingy to get the gem and she does the code right on the first try, the little boy's like, "Wow, first try."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No.
That's the whole movie.
No." And then it
Everything.
happens several other times. The mom's like,
Yeah.
"How long could it have taken you to dig this hole?" And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. It would have taken weeks." Like, what?
Yeah.
Your
Anyway.
frail little 9-year-old arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, no. Anyway, so that happens a few times. Anyway, but that's why the kids go searching for the monster.
At
And-
the bin and shoe factory.
And they just happen to, I don't know how they find that.
I think it's just coincidence.
It's just movie magic.
Yeah,
I
movie
guess.
magic.
Okay.
I'm just
That's
gonna
what
leave
we
it at
go
that.
to. So they go back there, and Psycho Goreman is there, and they see him. He's like, oh. And then they find out that she has the gem and controls him.
Mhm.
And then she makes him just do stupid shit. Then Hunky Boys comes
And
later.
and then we learn,
That was kind of funny.
That
and-
was-
I want hunky
and then we
boys.
learn the origin
Or
story.
do I?
Oh, yeah, the origin.
Oh, yeah. That
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want hunky boys.
Yeah.
Or do I?
And the the zoom in. Yeah, we
Yeah.
get the origin story with the rad music and the super rad. I love the origin story, the look of it, and
Was
just,
it I didn't think that came until later.
I think it's right there where
No.
she's like, "Where do you come from?" He's like, "Oh, I'll tell you."
Oh no, I just have so many comments to say before that.
Oh, okay.
It's like halfway down my notes.
Yeah, we find out that Psycho Goreman,
Gygax, because that's where they're at.
Gygax said he was a slave to the Templars, and he found the gem that gave him ultimate power that he could kill everybody. Then we get some rad head punching off scenes, and
Well, because before that we also see them go back to the Templars and the other random aliens are like an
Oh, man,
alliance.
that's
Oh, yeah,
right.
the alliance.
the
That's-
alien alliance where they get the coolest looking aliens who are they're a bunch of pansies and they're scared of everything.
Except for the Templar.
Yeah, except the Templar, who's got the worst costume out of everybody. I have that written in my notes.
So
by the
she
way.
just opens her mouth. She doesn't say lines.
Yes, it's really bad.
Everything is ADR.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
bad.
to the point where her mouth is closed and lines are coming out at times.
It's awkward.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's definitely bad.
Weird, yeah.
Like at least like time it or like cut away or.
Yeah. To me, what I thought when I was watching that, it looked like the headpiece she was wearing. That was like the makeup was caked around her mouth. I just thought it was hard to move her
It
lips.
looked like it, yeah.
And so she just like really had to enunciate with her mouth, so it makes it look not natural.
Which I would have been fine if she would have said her lines.
Yeah. I
Listen.
did love the relationship between the main alien guy that was furry and the guy with the brain in the tube.
Oh yeah.
They had like a weird little relationship going on, and he's like covering his eyes when he's
Yeah, that was.
I love that.
And then the lizard race bothered me that they were like doing the stereotypical.
Of course they were.
The humans look so.
I don't remember half the
scrumptious.
aliens on this because I
Yeah.
just stopped paying attention.
Oh man.
Like, I was like, I'm not gonna take in all the details. I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, then we get. Okay, do we get to the mod? No. Okay, first. Trying to remember the movie. Well, there's a lot of scenes
then
that
it
take
goes
place.
back-
in
You've
the same
watched it 3
spot.
times.
There's a lot of scenes that take place in the same spot, and I can't figure out where they're at in the movie. So, okay, so anyway, they find out they control Psycho Goreman, and then they bring Alistair, who is the kid's friends, to meet him, who the girl has a crush on.
Yes.
And she
She shows him by emotionally abusing him.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
what?
and being mean to her brother. So she tells Psycho Goreman, hey, can you make this guy? Well, Psycho Goreman tricks her
Yeah.
and be
to
like,
make
hey,
her-
I can make him love you. And she's like, do it. And instead he turns into a
He just turns
giant
into a brain.
Okay, I have a confession. I stopped watching the movie after 20 minutes. I did. I'm sorry. I did. So I'm just letting you know that now. I'm learning this. I'm gonna learn the rest of this with everyone else.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I tried. I really tried.
why I have so many things. Like so many random notes.
This is where it unfortunately lost me. We just learned the epic origin story of Psycho Goreman. How he had the gem inside of his body.
Mm-hmm.
He was undefeatable, took over planets, galaxies, wars, but somehow the Templar or whatever her name was,
The prison wardens.
Yes.
somehow they were able to destroy him. And he even says it himself, another moment where the movie is calling out their own plot hole. He even says himself, I still to this day don't know how they were able to defeat the most like powerful overlord of all time. I still to this day don't understand how they were able to do it. And I was just like,
Explain it, please.
You said it. You said it because they couldn't explain it, so they just wrote in little lines to do it.
Mhm.
They could just. I think they could have gotten away with it if they didn't make the Templars the prison wardens.
Mm-hmm.
If they just made them like essentially police.
Yeah.
Like galaxy police.
okay,
So what happens after the break?
yeah, what
Where the hell
happens?
am I at? Oh yeah, we get the awesome montage, the band where they have a little band and Psycho Goreman is playing the drums and the girl's the singer and the kid's a guitar player and the brain is playing the keyboards and it's Frick Yeah, I think, or Hell Yeah, I don't know the
Frick
song.
yeah. Because
Frick
they always come in
yeah.
saying frick yeah.
And so they get a montage of Psycho Goreman, them dressing up Psycho Goreman in a bunch of outfits, you know, the girls
And the
are
mom's
watching
involved
them.
now too.
The mom is
Like,
involved.
he met the parents.
The parents are
How do the parents get involved?
and they just are. It's like one
No,
of those, it's a
no.
fashion scene where he's fashioning out
No,
all the
because they were at
clothes
the
and they're
house
shaking
and
their
like
heads.
she wanted to play with, or him and Alistair went up to go play video games and didn't have anybody to play with, so she called Psycho Goreman to go play with her.
That's right, and that's how he meets
Comes to the house.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Skip that
And then he turns him into a brain.
part. A brain, yes.
He turns himself into a
No,
brain.
No, he
turns
turns
Alistair.
Alistair
Oh,
into a brain, a
okay.
giant brain with googly eyes.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And this is just accepted the rest of the
Yep,
movie.
and they just accept it. And
God.
There's
they don't ever
no
bring it-
acknowledgement.
No.
They just everyone's like, "Hey, it's Alistair. He's a brain." They don't ever bring it up again.
Okay.
But the montage, they're
I'm ready.
during the montage,
Mhm.
they have Psycho Goreman fashioning outfits. You know, typical scene where they
Mhm.
quick zoom.
Like,
quick
no,
and-
not this, not this.
Yeah, doing his little modeling, and then they're walking down the street, and a kid like does something, so Psycho Goreman shoots him and kills him.
Oh yeah, I think like she makes fun of him or something.
yeah, that's
So
right, yeah.
He just like zaps
Yeah,
her and like
zaps him,
disintegrates
and-
her.
Yeah, yeah. And what else goes on in the montage? There's a lot. There's a lot in the montage. Okay, like, it's hard to remember. But they're still playing the Frick Yeah song, and then is that when he's dressed up like Jurassic Park? No, he calls up his crony team because they
Yeah.
give him a TV. So Psycho Goreman calls his pals to come pick him up.
I think this is before the montage.
This is
Through the
Before that-
TV?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
it
I do
has-
remember them
because
bringing
it
the
has
TV, so he
energy.
has something to
Yeah.
do. Oh, I
Yes.
see.
And then
Yeah.
the TV starts to bleed.
Yeah, and the TV starts to bleed.
Like my eyes while watching the film.
Yes. So now we're in Psycho Goreman dressed up like Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park, hat and everything, and cool sunglasses, and they're walking through the park. No, they're teaching him
playing
crazy
ball.
ball.
Yeah,
they're
teaching him
teaching
crazy
him crazy ball at the
Ooh.
basketball court. Then police officers come.
The like most ragged looking
Yeah.
like random dudes off the street. Like, hey, you want to play a police officer in a movie?
And he,
Okay.
and he turns one's skin inside out and melts like the gun
Into
to
like a
his hand.
zombie thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he's just like can't speak. And he's just randomly
the
shooting
gun
his
was
gun
attached
around.
to his
Yes.
head. He kept on trying to kill himself. He
Yes,
kept on
he
trying to shoot
missing.
himself in
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah, so that happens. And they're walking through the forest. Then the cronies come. He's like, oh, you come to help me. And they're like, not really. We hate you. We're gonna.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
actually
kill you."
split
Yeah.
power, and it's my time to wear the crown. It's
Yeah.
my week.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're nice, kind of. And that actually seems better than having Psycho Goreman involved. But
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, so they attack Psycho Goreman.
The police?
No, the cronies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's four
Yeah, past
of
the
them.
police. Yeah, there's
Oh.
4 or 5
One
of
police
them.
is dead. No,
Yeah,
one police officer is a zombie thing that's trying to kill himself. The other one.
Yep.
The other one.
I think he's just back at the
The other
police
one just
station.
went back to the police.
Yeah.
Station. Where's the keys?
Yeah, screw this. Yeah,
And he just ran away.
yeah. So the cronies are going to fight him, and then the girl's like, "You tried to kill me, so you can't do
Apologize."
it, apologize." So she makes Psycho Goreman not be able to move, so all the cronies are beating him up because she has the gem of Paraxis.
Mimi.
Yeah, Mimi. So
Yeah,
and then,
Mimi and Luke.
and then he finally apologizes, and then he kills everybody. But the bad guys all look really cool. The cronies.
Yeah, they did. I
Well,
like the robot dude.
They're his name is like Xerxes 3000 or something like
Yeah.
that. And he makes him look into a pool of blackness and like
and it
this
pulls
is the,
it in.
No, it's like what is the worst I can't remember what it is. Like the worst thing, and it's,
It's
a
like the worst
reflection
thing in
of
the world.
himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I get it now." And then the monsters
Yeah.
come and pull his face. And yeah, lots of cool. There's so many like in that scene. There's so much going on that's just like blown over. Like the one monster that has the rose inside of her, and he has to take the rose out to kill her.
Yeah.
Like everyone has these deep backstories that are explained in 2 seconds, and it's like, well, I want to know more about that.
Yeah, like actually cool monsters,
Yeah.
but like we're just gonna defeat them all and never show anything else about them.
and the blood, the bucket monster with all the blood body parts shooting the blood out. Like, what was the
forgot
point of him?
about-
He's just shooting blood out. It's you missed it.
It's a fiasco.
Yes. So yeah, he
well,
kills.
during
all,
this time,
what-
the Templar
Oh yeah.
learns like I have to go down there and kill him.
So she turns human by eating.
By-
Okay,
like,
by
sucking the
crunching.
soul or-
Okay, cause that was a question I was actually disappointed I wouldn't get an answer to by ending the movie early. Cause there's a scene where they're like all around the round table, all the aliens,
Mhm.
and the Templar just like says something. I was too distracted by looking at her lips. I didn't hear what she said. And like she calls out a girl to come
It's
out,
like,
and
"They're
then she
humans on
like
this planet."
yeah, she takes a human, and then she like condenses her down into a cube
Yes.
of just pure organs and blood, and then eats it
Mhm.
and like smears it across her face. And I was like, okay, I'm assuming she's gonna like turn into that woman.
She does.
She does.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
I just was
she
waiting
does.
for that.
Before
to-
this, though, she says a speech about how he is pure evil and they are the forces of good.
Yes.
right?
And then
Exactly.
she crushes a human and eats it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or eats her.
Yep. And again, ADR with this woman speaking over top of the human woman who she is now.
Yeah.
Speaking ADR, and it's really obvious. And
Because then she goes to the police station as the human.
yeah. I don't remember the police station part. I remember there
It
being
was
a police
literally
station.
just like, oh yeah, he's over there.
Yeah. Okay. So they're back at the house, and she has corrupted the mother into siding with her and being against Psycho Goreman. But hold
This
on,
for the-
gotta go back.
Oh,
Psycho
no.
Is this the
Goreman
army thing?
Psycho Goreman is injured, so they have to bring him back because he can't walk. So he telepathically gets to dad while he's on the toilet by screaming at him. The face that pops. It's like a
And-
mystical little light that looks all pretty, and then it's like, "Raw, come save me from this spot."
I'm
And
at
the
this and this street.
Yeah, and he does it like 3 times because the dad's like, "I don't know where that is," and it's like, "Raw."
It's on this corner.
If you've passed the railroad tracks, you've gone too far.
No, I think it
Yeah.
says go past the road track. It's a second light.
Oh,
I think it's
no.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but there's a lot of little things with the dad and loud noises that scares him because back earlier in the movie, before they all meet Psycho Goreman, they're sitting at the table eating, and the daughter says something. And he's like, well, Mimi, there is a little place called Iraq. I was there, and it was horrible. And then the mother's like, yeah, you were just a medic.
Oh,
and just
that's
like,
actually pretty hardcore to do in Iraq.
Yeah, I was about to say, wow.
That's not just a thing.
So we know where Mimi's bitchy character comes from.
Yeah, the mom definitely has it against the father a little bit. It's a little snippy.
Well, because even earlier in the movie, he also like when he made dinner in the microwave, he's like, I do it for you, and starts like crying or something. Like, why? Why are you doing this?
So the dad
slow zoom while he was
Yeah.
tearing it
Like,
up.
The dad is suffering from PTSD and an emotionally neglectful wife.
Yes.
I don't think it's that at all.
That is it. Because he's
That's what
scared
I
of all
heard.
these loud noises. Like
Okay.
everything loud scares him, and he's just like.
I don't think it's that. I think he's just a lazy piece of shit.
I think it's both. I think there's a lot of deep things in this movie that weren't explored well enough in the film that are there.
This is why I say I think it's
Yes.
inside jokes.
Yes.
Because like he does this microwave bit like and he left it a mess. He's like, I do it for you, and starts tearing up like, no, it's supposed to be a funny moment, or at least that's the way I interpreted it. I thought it was supposed to be funny.
I think they wrote two people wrote two different characters for the dad. That he
and they kept going back and forth.
Yeah, and they keep going back like he's a lazy bastard, but he's also suffering PTSD. So they're just like, whatever, no one's gonna notice. They're just gonna think it's funny.
See, that's the biggest problem I had
Yep.
with the movie. It honestly frustrated me. It just felt like they knew all these issues existed, and they just genuinely believed people are too stupid to care or notice.
I think they just
So
didn't
they
think
just
people
did
would
'em.
care. Because this movie is what it is. It's advertised as what it is. No one ever said it's going to be a good movie. They
Yeah,
just said you know what you're going to get when you see guys in Power Ranger villain suits fighting each other.
But,
That's
like,
what this movie
there's
is.
one thing to like purposefully be satirical, and then there's another thing to just do what you think is funny and
yeah,
hope that people are too stupid to care.
That's why I don't think it's being stupid. I think they think it's funny, so they think everybody else is gonna think it's funny.
Yep.
And
That
it's
was
like such
that was
a
like
small
40
niche
reviews.
thing.
With
Just
that
because
exact-
it's like
that
so-
thing.
Like the little girl, she kept on saying "you dig,"
Mhm.
which I get it. Like that's a line, but like not that any 9-year-old knows or uses now.
That's true.
Like they're writing it like as if it's their characters, but it doesn't match the character.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like it's something that little girl would actually say.
It's just a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has some really cringy moments.
Yeah, just her existing in the movie.
Her existing in the most obnoxious character I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, but it's like if the parents said you dig or something like that,
Mhm.
or like can you dig it, that would make more sense. But like
Mhm.
it has no relation to her parents at all, so you don't know where she gets it from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, there's just like the whole, just everything about it. Yeah, it's just like blatantly evil, like blatant. Like even the parents again call it out whenever they're like, if the monster comes, tell them to take Lewis first, and the mom's like, well, that's evil.
The dad
Or
like-
something, or the
dad's like,
dad
okay,
says that.
okay.
Real humans are the monsters.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he has that deep moment,
Yeah.
and then
It's
the
like,
mom
yeah,
rolls
we
her
all
eyes.
we all knew that line was
Yeah,
coming.
Yeah, for real.
Where were we at? Oh yeah. Anyway, Psycho Goreman and the Templar fight, and for some reason he creates
That was
a
one of the
sword,
scenes where I loved.
sword out of her.
It's just a body part
sword.
sword.
Yeah.
Where like run by and like take a body part, like takes her spine, runs by, takes a wing, runs by, like takes her like femur or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that made no sense to me whatsoever, and it was the one part of the movie where I was just like, "What is going on?"
And that was the exact
That's the
opposite.
one
That's
part of
the
the
one
movie
part.
where
That
you
was-
didn't understand.
That was the opposite
Yeah.
where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let this movie take me. Like my body is this movie's. I'm just gonna try to embrace it.
Yeah.
So how long was that into the movie though?
That's the end of the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
so
like
the
the
end of the
final
movie
fight.
is when you finally say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sword.
It broke my will down.
Yeah. And
An
then
hour
he
into it.
He kills the Templar. Then the dad high fives him and breaks his arm, which was I think really
No, because
funny.
before that,
Oh, it was
the
before.
mom stops.
Crazy Ball. That's oh my god! I totally forgot. They all had to
Oh
play
my
Crazy
God.
Ball.
Oh,
That was
bringing it full
the
circle.
thing because Psycho
Okay.
Goreman was injured, so he couldn't fight. And he's like, "I'll challenge you if you're a real warrior. You'll challenge me to whatever." And he's like, "I challenge you to Crazy Ball." And she had to explain to them how Crazy Ball works, and everyone's like, "What is going on with this game?" Anyway, Psycho Goreman and company win due to the switcheroo, where she gets to punch her brother in the stomach really aggressively.
Well, not guess who's the first person to punch
Yeah.
the other person, but he was like stands there like,
Yeah, take me.
take me away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then just socks him in the gut.
Yeah, and then she gives Psycho Goreman the gem. Then he's like, oh, I'm good again. I'm awesome again. And then he gets the glowing eyes and beats the Templar. And that's pretty much it.
And
right?
doesn't destroy everyone else because he's bonded with them at this
That's
point?
right.
Yes.
And he kills the
Actually,
whole world
yes.
except for them. And he's like,
Okay.
and that's like news articles like a giant purple monster is killing
like-
everybody. And they're
Like,
like,
I'm gonna go destroy the world now,
Yeah.
and it like goes through a portal and it starts zapping
yeah,
people.
killing people left and right.
No.
And that's pretty much the movie. And it
There was
ends-
an end credit scene,
There was.
I think, like a mid-end thing.
Oh yeah. The end is Alistair is a brain eating food with his family.
Well, I think there was another like end credit scene or mid-roll
Alright,
scene
what was it?
where it's like I think it goes back to the aliens and like watching the
Oh
Templar
yeah,
get
that's
destroyed.
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, what do we do now?
I'm
And
gonna
then
pull up the gun.
and somebody pulls out a gun and puts on the Templar. Just, all right, who's first?
Yeah.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
Forgot the best part of the end credits. There's a Psycho Goreman rap that
Ooh.
goes on at the end.
I skipped the credits because I
Oh,
didn't want to hear
man,
anymore.
there's-
I was like, let me just see if there's a post-credit scene.
It's
I
a
saw that.
legit rap song like Ninja Turtles would do. Any of those like old movies where
The
they
end
put a
credit
rap
scene
at
was the
the end.
best.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, who's first? Like, oh, that's dark.
Yeah. So,
Also, if you didn't know by now, this is a horror comedy.
yes, it's comedy. I loved it mainly because I knew what I was getting into. I love schlocky guys in monster suits. I don't care about any of the script. I just want to see funny things, and
I
that's
mean-
what happened. They delivered totally for what I wanted in this
Yeah.
movie.
I love
That's true.
those kind of movies too, but when it makes sense
Mm.
and when they do it,
Well.
well, one, well, and two, like, this is just too try hard.
Mm.
Like, they tried to lean into it too much. Like, this is dumb. It's like I said, it's just like a bunch of friends sitting around a table coming up with an idea, and nobody said no.
Mm.
They just kept like, what if we did this? And, and then what if he did this? And these cops come, and then like one of them just keeps trying to shoot himself in the head, but it doesn't work because he's a zombie now.
yeah,
It was
I loved it.
You know those that trend where you'll see like artists with their children and like the children will start a drawing and then the parent will actually finish it out like fully fledged and
Mhm.
it's really awesome.
Mhm.
That was kind of this. Like someone had an idea and then they let their like kids or
They
their
did
little
the
brother.
reverse.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like they let the little brother just like finish the script or like the plot. It made no sense and it was bad.
Did anybody write down any names that they were trying to give Psycho Goreman for? Psycho Goreman,
Ooh, that would have been good.
Tyrannosaurus Flex.
Oh, I actually loved that
Yeah,
one. I really
was-
wanted that one. They had some decent.
Yeah, they had some
decent
great
names. I don't
names right
remember
there.
all of them, but yeah,
that's one I wrote down.
Tyrannosaurus Flex is
Yeah.
the best of all time.
Yeah.
You want to know how much it made in the box office?
How much?
Just take a guess.
Mm.
If it cost
$50,000.
no,
Okay.
close.
Oh. Cold or hot?
In what way?
Like the
hot, warm,
Yeah, like
pretty
warm.
pretty like 2-minute microwave warm.
Oh, 55,000.
Well, like the bowl's still cold.
Oh, okay.
1 million.
35.
Get out. No, it
Get,
made
get
This is
out.
also released during pandemic
97
in the
or
film-
95.
in the theaters.
Ooh.
Made 95,000,
Oh,
not million, thousand.
well, yeah. It was a pandemic movie, I think.
I guess.
I don't think we can blame the pandemic for why the movie didn't do well.
Yeah.
Well, I would have saw it in theaters if it wasn't the pandemic. I do on demand.
Well, yeah, because it's from Shudder.
No, it came on Shudder recently, like in the past 2 months. But before that, it was just on Vudu, video on demand.
Oh, okay. So I got this one. It seemed like the special effects was claymation also. Like when they crushed the woman,
Yeah.
that looked like clay.
Well, there was a scene when they were going back through his origin story, Gorman's origin story, where it shows him like destroying villages,
Mm-hmm.
and it's truly just like toothpicks.
Yeah.
And they have like someone's foot step on it.
Which is fine because
That's what it is. It's
less than $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all I think all practical. I think they only use color editing for the
I guess you like
flashbacks.
shooting the lasers.
Yeah, stuff you can't do obviously, but the guns look really bad when they're firing. That was really bad CGI.
Yeah, and they're off and all that. Like
Yeah.
they just need to take.
Yeah.
It's so much less immersive when the audio's off. 'Cause
Mm.
it's one of the big things you notice.
Mm-hmm. Audio's important.
But also, Gygax, which is the planet that he's from.
Uh-huh.
If you guys played World of Warcraft, it just reminds me of Noxuramas.
Oh yeah.
Just all the skeletal buildings and all that, and it looked exactly like it. But apparently it's supposed to be like an Easter egg to one of the D&D creators, Gary Gygax.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, that's a word for it.
Interesting.
It also just sounds like spacey and planetary.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can give our reviews. I'll go first, which I guess doesn't apply since I won everyone's head. Mine was 9 husbands whose wives are dismissive of their military careers out of 10.
Oof. I'm gonna go with 1 full microwave exploding plate out of 10.
I'm going to give it 1 impossibly large hole that a child dug in less than a day out of 50. I'm just kidding. Out of like 10 for sure. Or 15.
All right, you heard it first. Everyone hates it, but me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our socials. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to podcasts. We're there. And don't forget to like us and watch on YouTube. And if you don't, we'll send Psycho Goreman after you.